a doctor, but I couldn't save my daughter from diabetes. She did everything right: meds, diet, exercise, and still, she died. Why? Because no one told us the truth. The real cause of diabetes isn't sugar. It's a parasite hiding in your pancreas. And now, I've found a 30-second Japanese recipe that kills it. For good. It saved my husband's life. It could have saved hers. And it might just save yours. So don't skip this. Keep watching.
You're unknowingly fueling your own diabetes. And no, it's not your fault. The truth is that the pharmaceutical industry has been playing a dirty game for decades. Giants like Pfizer, Novo Nordisk, and Eli Lilly make billions at the expense of your health. They sell the promise of control with drugs like Ozempic, metformin, and insulins. But the reality is different. These medications make you a hostage. Your body becomes increasingly dependent, while the coffers of these companies grow fatter. And here's the scariest part. Hidden studies, which these companies would never let reach the public, show that these medications might be silently sabotaging your health. The side effects are devastating. Your pancreas becomes weaker and weaker. Your body becomes dependent on higher doses. And the worst part, your risk of fatal diseases skyrockets. Doctors are already warning. Continuous use of these medications is associated with an alarming increase in cases of pancreatic cancer. But do you think any of these pharmaceutical giants want you to know this? Of course not. They hide studies. They manipulate the media. They corrupt politicians. Because admitting this would mean losing billions of dollars. Meanwhile, you see your blood sugar uncontrolled, your body getting weaker, your energy vanishing, your joy of living turning into frustration. And every time you switch medications or increase the dosage, it feels like you're pouring water on a fire that never goes out. Your body has turned into an experiment, a puppet in the hands of Big Pharma. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be this way? What if there was a natural, effective, and side effect-free way to balance your sugar levels? If it seems impossible, then tell me, why in some parts of the world does diabetes practically not exist? The isolated islands of Japan, such as Okinawa, Nagano, and Nakagawa, have the lowest diabetes rates on the planet. Less than 0.5% of the population suffers from this disease. And most impressively, they don't follow restrictive diets. They eat rice, drink sake, consume noodles and fatty meat. Yet their blood sugar levels remain perfect. What makes their bodies function so differently from yours? Why do they live to 90, 95 years old without diabetes? While millions of people in America struggle daily with this disease, I've discovered the answer and reached this incredible breakthrough. And when you know the truth, you'll realize that no diet, medication, or exercise routine has solved your problem until now, because they were treating the wrong problem. And the worst part, the real culprit is inside your body right now, attacking your pancreas day after day, silently. But now you'll have the chance to eliminate this problem at the root. This revolutionary discovery has already helped over 6,500 people break free from the prison of diabetes. And today, for the first time, you too will have access to this natural solution, a practical and easy combination to make at home. But I must warn you, this information has been censored before. Big corporations hate when someone exposes the truth. If you close this page now, you may never have access to it again. So, will you continue spending fortunes on medications that solve nothing? Will you continue feeling tired, frustrated, and hostage to this disease? Or will you stay until the end and discover how to get rid of it once and for all? The decision is yours. But if I were you, I wouldn't go anywhere. Every year, hundreds of people attend my talks and share how their lives have been completely transformed after finally controlling diabetes. The worst phase of my life was because of this disease. It destroyed my family, and even as a doctor, I felt powerless, trying everything without success. It was this pain that drove me to dive deep into the real reason why millions of people can't get rid of diabetes. Today, I help thousands of patients break free from this prison without depending on medications that only mask the symptoms. But you need to understand something. In the world of health, there is a lot of deception. People hire actors to pretend to be experts, promising miracle cures, but I don't need to hide my face, nor create false promises. I'm here because I know that what I'm about to teach you can change your life. If someone had shown me this solution earlier, I wouldn't have lost the person I loved most to diabetes. What I'm about to share can make you see real results in the next 7 days. If you follow my simple and detailed method, you'll never have to worry about uncontrolled sugar levels again. But before you doubt, let me show you why I'm here and why this might be the most important information you've ever received about diabetes. My name is Yumi Takahashi. I'm 53 years old and a doctor specializing in nutrition and health. I graduated in 1996 from Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore and have been working as a doctor for 28 years. I'm often invited to give interviews on podcasts and dedicate my life to giving lectures about my discoveries. I was born in Nagano, Japan, but when I was 13, Japan faced a severe economic crisis that made the cost of living extremely high, forcing us to leave the country. I moved to the United States when I was just 13 years old, along with my father and mother who were fleeing the economic crisis in Japan. The rest of our family stayed behind. I became a doctor thanks to a lot of hard work and, most importantly, the sacrifices made by my parents. Now I'm going to reveal the true villain behind diabetes that is causing so many people to struggle with uncontrolled blood sugar levels, and how I developed an effective method to combat it and take control of diabetes. This method applies to everyone, regardless of how long they've had diabetes, whether it's been 3 months or 40 years. Now, let me tell you how it all began. In 2021, during the COVID-19 vaccination period, my husband John and I were in Japan. He had been living with type 2 diabetes for many years. I attended a health conference in Tokyo, the Tokyo Summit on Health and Diabetes Innovations. I wanted to be there to explore alternative treatments and solutions to help my husband and my daughter, who also had type 2 diabetes. After the conference, I took the opportunity to visit my family, especially my grandfather who had stayed in Japan. They lived in Nagano, a city renowned for the longevity of its residents, many of whom live well past 90 years. My grandfather, at 92 years old, has always been an inspiration. He welcomed us warmly with a meal that would be a nightmare for anyone with diabetes: donuts, cupcakes, cheesecake, French fries, and cornbread. I immediately panicked. I knew these foods were disastrous for anyone with diabetes. I was terrified of what could happen if my husband ate any of it. But to my surprise, my grandfather and his friends, all in their 80s and older, laughed and ate as if nothing could harm them. That's when my grandfather, with a smile, said, "My granddaughter, all of us here are over 80 years old. We eat these foods every morning, and to this day, none of us has developed diabetes." I couldn't believe it. How could people their age eat such sugar and carbohydrate-loaded foods every day and still be healthy? As a doctor, I had to test my grandfather's blood sugar right after he finished his meal. I pulled out my glucose meter and checked his levels. When I saw the result, I was stunned. His blood sugar was exactly 108, as if he hadn't consumed a single gram of sugar. I immediately thought, this doesn't make sense. I specialize in diabetes and have dealt with it daily for 28 years, but I had never seen anything like this. How could they eat so much sugar and carbohydrates every day and not have diabetes? I realized there was something different about them. My first thought was that it might be some kind of genetic mutation. This was something I needed to understand better. During the few days I spent in Nagano, I received the worst news of my life. My daughter's diabetes condition had worsened rapidly after receiving the COVID-19 vaccine. She was rushed to a hospital affiliated with my clinic, and I immediately flew back to San Francisco. It was a devastating shock. My daughter, who had followed everything I believed to be correct in treating diabetes, was now facing an inexplicable deterioration in her condition. When I arrived in San Francisco, I was able to be by her side and monitor her closely. She had followed all the standard measures to manage the disease: constant glucose monitoring, a strict diet, regular exercise, and daily use of her medications, Ozempic, metformin, and insulin. Despite all these efforts, her glucose levels were unpredictable. Fasting readings reached over 142, and 2 hours after meals, they spiked beyond 325. She switched medications multiple times and tried every option imaginable, but any improvement was always temporary. As a mother, watching my daughter struggle was heartbreaking. Despite being a doctor, I couldn't help my own child. On June 4th, 2021, the unthinkable happened. She suffered a sudden cardiac arrest at home, a victim of the complications of diabetes she had fought so hard to control over the years. She was a joyful, happy woman full of dreams, but diabetes stole all of that from her. Her passing left an enormous void in our hearts. The autopsy revealed that her pancreas was completely compromised, unable to regulate insulin levels properly. This damage had caused a systemic collapse, leading to the heart attack that claimed her life. But what really happened to my daughter? Why couldn't she control her glucose levels despite following every recommendation? On that tragic day, after losing my daughter, I found myself facing a situation I never imagined. A mother grieving the death of her child. I also had the unbearable responsibility of telling my husband, John, that our only daughter had passed away. John, a 59-year-old man suffering from the same condition as our daughter, was a strong man. In our 30 years of marriage, I had seen him cry only a few times, but return to Japan wasn't just about finding a physical treatment for John. It was also about changing our environment. I thought that perhaps being closer to my family would make it easier for us to cope with the loss of our daughter. John needed more than just diets and medications. He needed a complete transformation. And so our search led us back to Japan. My husband and I arrived in Japan on December 2nd and began adapting to their routines. It was true. They ate sweets every morning. However, John avoided the sweets and focused on traditional Japanese foods, fresh fish, vegetables, brown rice, miso, and seaweed. Despite this, his glucose levels showed no improvement. One Saturday morning, I woke up early and confided in my grandfather about what was happening. John wasn't improving, and I didn't know what else to do. He convinced me to speak with a friend of his, a naturopathic doctor. I was hesitant because I had studied at some of the best universities in the world and believed that a doctor using this type of approach could never solve something that advanced medicine couldn't. However, since nothing was working for John, I decided to listen to my grandfather's friend. That's when I met Dr. Shinji Watanabe, an 88-year-old physician. He was one of the most respected doctors in Nagano, known not only for his knowledge but also for his altruistic character. Dr. Watanabe handed me a blend of local herbs called Guruko Furidamu and explained that all John had to do was place the ground herbs under his tongue and drink a glass of warm water once a day before breakfast. Guruko Furidamu translates to gluco freedom in English. At first I was reluctant. I didn't want to admit that something so simple could be more effective than the advanced medications John was taking. However, since it was natural and posed no risks, I decided it was worth trying. During the first 3 days, I must admit I didn't notice any changes, but I insisted that John continue taking it. After 7 days, John no longer felt weak, his excessive thirst had diminished, and he barely needed to get up at night to urinate. By the 12th day, I noticed that his glucose levels, which used to be around 157 in the mornings, were now stable at 110 milligrams per deciliter. He felt lighter and more energetic. For the first time in years, he didn't feel anxious about checking his glucose levels. After 20 days, John's leg wound was healing. I simply couldn't believe it. My grandfather kept teasing me, saying, "See, stubborn girl? You should have listened to Watanabe sooner." A month later, John's glucose levels after meals were close to 110, the most stable we'd ever seen, and his leg wound had completely healed. That small handful of natural herbs, called Guruko Furidamu, was healing my husband in a way that no treatment in the United States had ever been able to. Seeing the results in my husband, I felt intrigued and wanted to understand why this herbal compound worked while the medications he had been taking didn't have the same effects. So I sought out Dr. Watanabe to understand what had happened. He told me something that completely changed my beliefs about how to combat diabetes. These were his words. "Everything you hear in the United States is just a way to keep people sick so they can sell those expensive medications. It doesn't matter if you're 35, 50, or over 70, if you're overweight, or if you maintain a regular exercise routine. Not even constant stress or anxiety are the true culprits behind consistently high blood sugar levels. Factors don't make you diabetic, nor are they the root cause of long-term glycemic control issues. People can adopt healthy habits and practice intense exercise, but even then, they struggle to bring down their elevated blood sugar. And if they stop these habits for even a week, their glucose levels spike again. Do you know why? Because healthy habits and strenuous exercise only temporarily manage hyperglycemia. They don't address the true cause of diabetes, which is the suizo-benshu, known in our language as Erythrema pancreaticum, or the diabetes parasite. This parasite lodges itself in the pancreas and continues to act even when diet and exercise seem to be working. Its primary function is to make your body insulin resistant and destroy the beta cells in the pancreas that are responsible for insulin production. This is one of the greatest public health challenges today, as conventional treatments cannot eliminate this parasite, leaving the root of the problem untouched. If you have type 2 diabetes and are experiencing any of these symptoms, such as tingling, frequent hunger, constant thirst, sudden glucose spikes, frequent need to urinate, excessive fatigue, blurred vision, slow wound healing, unexplained weight loss, recurring infections, itchy skin, irritability, leg or foot pain, or difficulty concentrating, this is a sign that it has already manifested in your body, blocking your pancreas. It is silently living inside you. Initially, Erythrema pancreaticum causes the symptoms I mentioned, but the real issue is that when your immunity is low, it becomes stronger, evolves, and causes even more damage to your system. As it destroys the pancreas, your ability to produce insulin decreases, leading to uncontrolled blood sugar levels. This causes your glucose levels to rise constantly, even when you think you're doing everything right. In 43% of cases, Erythrema pancreaticum evolves and turns diabetes into pancreatic cancer. Some scientists from the East have begun to understand the severity of this parasite. Contrary to what Western science once believed, it's not just diet or lack of exercise that increases blood sugar levels. It's the ongoing effect of this parasite. You won't find real information about this parasite anywhere else but in this video, because diabetes is a disease that generates immense profits for the pharmaceutical industry. Everyone wants to profit from your suffering, but I'm here to tell you the truth. The real villain is inside your pancreas, but these herbs can eliminate it this very week. Have you noticed that after certain infections or even after the COVID-19 vaccine, your blood sugar levels became even more unbalanced? This happens because your immune system was vulnerable, allowing Erythrema pancreaticum to attack your pancreas even more aggressively. Have you taken antibiotics in the past 4 years, consumed cow's milk, eaten beef, chicken, or salmon, had eggs, vegetables, or oatmeal? If the answer is yes, it's highly likely that you have Erythrema pancreaticum. This parasite is present in almost all the foods we consume and affects a significant portion of the global population. It's practically impossible to avoid contracting it, since we need to eat these foods. However, the herbs John used are capable of eliminating it. Recently, researchers from the Chinese Academy of Sciences identified 10 new types of parasites and bacteria linked to common diseases. Among them, Erythrema pancreaticum was identified and associated with type 2 diabetes as one of the most severe. Researchers concluded that this parasite could be connected to the excessive use of pesticides and agrochemicals in food, and if not addressed, the likelihood of developing cancer increases over the years. However, these findings were suppressed by the Chinese government, which strictly controls the research that leaves the country. The constant attacks of Erythrema pancreaticum cause the typical symptoms of type 2 diabetes, such as insulin resistance and glucose intolerance. This means that no matter how much you reduce your carbohydrate and sugar intake or increase your medication doses, nothing seems to work. The only way to resolve this is by eliminating this parasite from your pancreas. As long as it remains there, your health is at risk. In 2023, over 6 million people died due to diabetes, a result of the prolonged effects of these antigens. Now, you may be wondering, why are diabetes medications so expensive, and why don't they eliminate Erythrema pancreaticum and its toxins? Most blood sugar control solutions focus solely on increasing insulin levels or masking an improvement in insulin resistance. Let me explain it very simply. They try to improve insulin resistance as if, in a war, they sent soldiers with enough ammunition to fight for 6 to 8 hours against an invisible enemy with infinite ammunition. How do you think that battle will end? It's an endless cycle. You take medications and injections every 8 hours to try to control the symptoms, but the real enemy continues to act in your body, blocking the proper functioning of your cells. These medications only deceive you, making you believe your blood sugar has dropped, while the true cause remains, leading you to take another dose in 8 hours. For a long time, I reflected on this and came to a conclusion. They want you to keep your blood sugar levels high. Do you know why? Because the longer you suffer from hyperglycemia, the more you spend on metformin, insulin, Ozempic, Mounjaro, and other expensive medications that last only a month. It's a vicious cycle that keeps you trapped without treating the true cause, while big pharmaceutical companies profit from your condition. Unfortunately, Western educational institutions only teach us to treat diseases and not to cure them, without questioning why. As long as you have blood sugar issues, you'll keep spending on medications. While you suffer, someone is making a lot of money right now. Many people don't realize it, but the disease market is the most profitable in the world. Nordisk, the company responsible for Ozempic and Wegovy, earned over $18 billion in just the first 3 months of 2024. They noticed their product became popular and are increasing prices more and more. Diabetes is one of the top 3 leading causes of death worldwide, and also one of the most profitable for the pharmaceutical industry. The pharmaceutical industry prefers to keep people chronically ill rather than seeking a definitive cure. This means their goal is to manage the disease rather than eradicate it. They block the development of medications that could cure diseases and attempt to discredit natural treatments, because that wouldn't be the most profitable business. Curing a condition like diabetes definitively is not the best business model for the pharmaceutical industry. They are not concerned about your well-being, but rather the profits they can generate. It would make much more sense if these medications address the root cause of the problem by eliminating Erythrema pancreaticum. That way, diabetics would achieve true remission and would also not develop pancreatic cancer. And the answer is simple. Yes, that would be the most logical thing to do, but they choose not to. That's why you've never heard about this anywhere. In fact, I've been threatened multiple times, and my website is taken down every single day. This is how they operate, instilling fear in people and using money to silence those who are willing to help. But I have nothing to fear. My commitment is to the truth. Only in this video will you find the real treatment to eliminate blood sugar imbalance. Today, I travel the world giving lectures about everything I'm sharing with you here. If you've stayed until now, it's likely that this disease, which destroyed my family, is also affecting your life. I want to congratulate you for wanting to change that. You are about to discover this herbal compound, which in 2024 alone has already helped over 5,000 families worldwide and will transform your life too. I'm going to explain why this treatment can eliminate the parasite and control diabetes, bringing it into remission. While medications, pills, and injections are formulated to only combat superficial symptoms that last just a few hours and require constant administration, this compound works in a completely different way. It is composed of ingredients that strengthen the immune system, making it difficult for the parasite to survive and reproduce. By creating a hostile environment for Erythrema pancreaticum, the compound gradually eliminates the parasite and repairs the damage caused to your body over the years. This means that once Erythrema pancreaticum is eliminated from your system, the damage to the pancreas and the death of beta cells immediately cease, stabilizing your blood sugar levels permanently at around 95 when fasting. According to what Dr. Watanabe explained to me, Guruko Furidamu is made from 8 specific herbs. Each herb alone offers distinct benefits for our body, improving insulin resistance and helping your pancreas naturally resume insulin production. When taken once a day for at least 10 days, the oxidative effects on your kidneys begin to reverse, improving kidney function. Almost immediately, about 80% of people who take the compound report relief from body pain and inflammation. It also has the power to act on your neurological system, thanks to the astragalus root included in its composition. This root significantly reduces symptoms of depression and anxiety. After 15 days of treatment, women experience relief from hot flashes caused by menopause, thanks to wild yam, a natural hormone balancer. Wounds that were taking a long time to heal, such as those my husband had, will no longer be an issue after 20 days of use. This is due to Solomon's seal in the compound, which has been used for over 2,000 years to heal ulcers. Some of my clients had hypertension, and Guruko Furidamu was able to regulate their blood pressure to levels comparable to losartan. Blurred vision, which troubled many of them, ceased to be an issue. While it may not eliminate the need for glasses, it effectively corrects persistent cloudiness in vision. Although the initial effects can be noticed within a few days, continuous treatment is essential to maintain control and achieve diabetes remission. Even after eliminating the parasite, diabetes remains a chronic condition. However, you can live as an asymptomatic diabetic with normalized blood sugar levels and no apparent symptoms. Now you may be wondering, if this compound is so effective, why isn't it easily available? The truth is, the ingredients in Guruko Furidamu are extremely difficult to find in their pure form, and when they are available, the cost is too high for most people to sustain the treatment long enough to see results. However, I found a way to make them accessible to my patients. When I returned from Japan to the United States with my husband completely renewed, my first thought was to call all the patients who visited my clinic and convince them to try this compound. I selected 10 patients in various stages of diabetes and from different age groups. The youngest was Michael, who was 35, and the oldest was Robert, who was 85. What I didn't anticipate was the high cost of importing the herbs and the complexity of the required documentation, which made the cost of treatment for each patient reach $5,000, with an average delivery time of 30 days. I decided to sell my car and invest $50,000 of my own money to cover the treatment for these 10 patients. The first week was quite challenging, as the bitter taste of the herbs made some patients reluctant to continue the treatment. However, since they were already experiencing benefits, they decided to push through. After 3 weeks, what I had hoped for happened, All 10 patients, despite their varying ages, diets, and habits, achieved the same results. I tested their blood sugar levels, and none had fasting glucose above 95 or post-meal glucose above 130. After witnessing this, I knew I needed to find a way to make this accessible to all my patients. However, with about 600 people under my care, it would have been impossible to cover the costs for everyone, as I had done for the first 10. This would have amounted to $3 million, a fortune I couldn't afford. So I gathered all these patients for a seminar and explained everything I am now sharing with you. I told them about the experience of the 10 patients who had already tested the treatment and how Grupo Furadamu was the only solution for them to achieve remission from type 2 diabetes. Everyone agreed to participate, and since there were more people this time, I was able to reduce the treatment cost from $5,000 to $2,000 for a full year of treatment. Without exception, all of them decided to pay this amount. 2 weeks after starting the treatment, I began receiving dozens of messages from people sharing their experiences.
Hello, I'm John, Yumi's husband. She mentioned our story, and I'm here just to share how much this treatment has changed our lives and the lives of thousands of people. Today, I'm able to live a life I never thought was possible.
Diabetes stole my life. My name is Claudia, and I spent years eating without enjoyment, controlling everything, and yet my test results just kept getting worse. Until the day Dr. Yumi invited me to the seminar and introduced me to the treatment. At first I doubted it and hesitated, but after seeing all the results and the seriousness of the lab, I decided to give it a try. Today, I feel like I've been given a new chance to enjoy life. My blood sugar levels are great, and I can even treat myself to a piece of cake with my grandkids.
This is Steve, and my story goes like this. I was on the verge of losing a finger because of a wound that just wouldn't heal. Diabetes was consuming me to the point where I forgot who I was. I barely had the strength to work and felt like I was failing as a father and a husband. After I met Dr. Yumi and her treatment, honestly, it was a game changer. The wound healed, my blood sugar returned to normal, and I regained the energy to live life fully. Nowadays, I never miss an opportunity to recommend it to anyone going through what I once did.
And so the messages kept coming, one after another. The compound wasn't just superficially controlling diabetes, it was bringing true remission to people. Because my patients had become asymptomatic diabetics, living normal lives, and no longer needing monthly checkups, I had to close my clinic in San Francisco. I gave up my income, but this opened new doors for me. This solution, which brought remission to my husband and over 600 patients, and will bring it to you in just a few moments, completely transformed my life. What I didn't anticipate was that this journey would lead me to give lectures around the world, giving me the opportunity to live for one purpose, to share the truth about diabetes. Well, after achieving undeniable results with the Japanese Grupo Furadamu compound, and finally seeing hundreds of testimonials from my patients who successfully reversed diabetes, I knew I had to spread this solution to more people suffering from diabetes. Every day, my inbox was flooded with messages asking how much these ingredients cost. To my surprise, hundreds of people were willing to pay the $2,000 my patients had paid for access to the complete formula. So, responding to people's requests, and with a personal mission to help individuals like my husband and thousands of others who need to reverse a disease without relying on medication, I decided to contact suppliers in Japan. I partnered with a highly specialized laboratory to combine the entire formula into a completely natural and easy-to-take compound. What were once just herbs with extremely high costs, I transformed, together with my team, in a tincture to make it easier to consume and accessible to more people. You only need 3 drops a day, and with that, you'll see your glucose drop to 100 points, even after eating a hamburger or a slice of strawberry pie. We decided to transform the herbs into an extract due to the complexity of sourcing them. When available in America, they often contain pesticides and agrochemicals, rendering them incapable of eliminating urethema. However, the herbs used in my tincture are imported directly from Japan, the exact same ones my husband and patients consumed. The name of this compound is Free Sugar Pro. It's the same compound that the Japanese refer to as Guruko Furidomu. It's the only product on the market with Japanese ingredients, capable of eliminating the root cause of diabetes. It's not just a blood sugar regulator. It actively eliminates uretrema from your pancreas, promoting a deep cleanse and protecting your body after the parasite is removed. Continuing to take the compound is essential to ensure you can return to living a normal life. Don't worry, you'll receive a complete guide to optimize your use of Free Sugar Pro. This manual includes detailed instructions for the treatment, the best times to take it, and recommendations on what to avoid to maximize results. This is more than just a treatment. It's the only way to eliminate this enemy and prevent future pancreatic cancers. This natural compound directly attacks the corrupt practices of modern healthcare, freeing you from the chains of a system that profits from your illness. Choosing Free Sugar Pro today is the best option, not only to manage diabetes, but to eliminate it permanently, allowing your pancreas to function normally again. To further enhance your experience in managing diabetes and ensure you have all the tools you need to improve your health, I'm excited to announce a special surprise. We understand that diabetes and other health conditions can impact various aspects of your life, from blood pressure and cholesterol to balance and weight control. That's why we've enriched the Free Sugar Pro formula with Japanese spices, offering additional benefits at no extra cost. As a special bonus, this enhanced formula is designed to address multiple areas of your life that we know have been affected by diabetes. Starting today, you'll experience a complete transformation where every aspect of your well-being will be carefully considered. Our special formula includes ingredients that help balance blood pressure and promote healthy, efficient blood circulation. This bonus is vital for heart health, giving you the chance to live a long and healthy life with full control over your blood pressure. Additionally, you will benefit not only from support to reduce bad cholesterol, but also to increase good cholesterol levels. This balance is essential to keep your heart and blood vessels in excellent condition. Our formula also helps regulate blood sugar levels and combat insulin resistance, critical factors for those managing diabetes or at risk of developing it. This bonus is a powerful ally in maintaining balance and metabolic health. Beyond caring for your heart and metabolic balance, our special formula also supports weight loss, helping you achieve and maintain a healthy weight naturally. Supplements with these effects on the market are typically offered at $69 each, totaling $276. However, by choosing this treatment, in addition to eliminating uretrema, you will experience all these benefits in less than a month completely free. I have so much confidence in this treatment that I'm offering a 180-day guarantee from the moment the product arrives at your home. This means that if you don't manage to eliminate type 2 diabetes from your life, just like my 2,000 patients have, I will refund every penny of your money and won't ask you to return the bottles. I will trust your word. You won't need to call or fill out any forms. As soon as your purchase is completed, you will receive an email with a button to request a refund. Just click a button and your money will be refunded. The Free Sugar Pro treatment was initially sold for $250 per bottle. Due to the complexity of sourcing the ingredients from the Nagano region in Japan, production is quite limited, which means we don't have enough treatment for everyone. However, to make it accessible to all those seeking a healthier life without diabetes, I decided to do something amazing just for today. I won't charge $250 per bottle, which is the price my patients recently paid, and that's not to mention the $276 in exclusive bonuses. In addition to all the bonuses already mentioned, I also have a super bonus just for those watching this presentation right now. Below this video, you will see the number of people watching. Therefore, the first 50 people to purchase the treatment will receive a kit with the Dexcom G7 along with its monitoring sensor. That's right, you will receive the complete Dexcom kit if you are among the first 50 customers to buy as soon as the button is activated. Because I want you to remember that Free Sugar Pro is what changed your life every time you check your glucose levels from now on. This may seem like a lot, but the main benefit is to free you from this life-threatening enemy. This bonus is just to help you on this journey, so act quickly. The treatment is divided into 3 options for a reason. Each one has been carefully formulated to meet different needs and stages of your condition. It is available in bottles containing the all-natural Japanese extract recommended for a 1-month treatment. You should take just 2 full droppers under your tongue in the morning before breakfast. In just a few weeks, this will be enough for you to start experiencing all the benefits benefits I mentioned earlier. Now, if you close this video, it's like signing your death warrant. The Urotrema parasite is already attacking your pancreas and will continue to do so unless you act now, preparing your body for a cancer diagnosis in the near future. Or you might end up in the same situation as my husband. A simple wound can become a reason for amputation. Your vision may fade, and then you will become a burden to your family, bedridden and hopeless. I sincerely hope your loved ones don't go through what I experienced with my daughter. However, you are receiving an opportunity that she didn't have, and I don't want money to be an obstacle for you at this moment. Many people are watching this presentation, and I'm sure they're ready to change their lives. But there's a big problem. We only have 350 bottles of Free Sugar Pro available. A Buy Now button will appear soon below this video. As soon as it shows up, click immediately to secure your treatment and unlock all the exclusive bonuses available for the first buyers. If the button is blue, there's still time. But if it turns red, unfortunately, the stock is gone. Time is running out. You either act now or condemn yourself. We have 3 options for you to choose from, tailored to meet your needs, and all come with a 180-day guarantee. I want you to try Free Sugar Pro without fear. If in 180 days you don't feel a difference, just click a button and that's it. Your money back, no questions asked, no complications. And regardless of which option you choose, if you're among the first 50 patients to secure the treatment, you will receive an exclusive voucher for a 90-day telemedicine plan. This means you'll have direct access to healthcare professionals, free and unlimited, to monitor your progress during this time, answer your questions, and ensure you're on the right path to regaining your health and freedom. Here's how to secure your treatment. First, click the button below to access the order page. Second, choose the number of bottles you want for your treatment. Third, fill in your details carefully. Fourth, complete your purchase securely and wait for confirmation. The first option is for 2 bottles, which is the minimum recommended duration to start the treatment and begin reducing the effects of the parasite in your body. In this option, each bottle costs $79 with a small shipping fee. Now, the treatment with 3 bottles lasting 3 months is what I recommend for most of my patients. This period ensures you will be free from urotrema, restoring all the damage it has caused to your pancreas over the years. Each bottle costs only $69, and in this option, you won't pay for shipping. It's free. The 6-bottle option has been specially formulated for those at a more advanced stage of the disease, as was the case with my husband. This option reduces the chance of developing pancreatic cancer caused by urotrema by 99.7%, because the longer you undergo the treatment, the less likely you are to have this problem. Unfortunately, I don't have enough supplies to treat all diabetic patients, so if you want to secure a larger quantity to have on hand, this is your only opportunity. And you know what's even better? It will cost even less. $49 per bottle with an additional $960 discount. There are many people counterfeiting my treatment, and this is the only place where you'll have this opportunity. These prices are limited exclusively to this page, because sourcing these pure herbs from Nagano is extremely expensive, and I cannot keep these prices for long. Our success rate is over 97%. However, if you are not satisfied with your purchase, you can cancel at any time, no complications. After completing your purchase, our support team will reach out to you to clarify any questions you may have. And as I mentioned, if you're among the first 50 customers after making your purchase, you will receive a congratulatory email with all the necessary information to receive your bonuses along with your order. You are facing an opportunity that few people have access to. This is a unique chance to transform your health with a significantly reduced investment. The time to act is now, before the offer expires and the bottles run out. Unfortunately, I don't have an estimated time to obtain a new supply. Remember, these offers are time sensitive. Once the button turns red, the treatment will be taken offline. Don't miss this unique opportunity. This is your best chance to eliminate this enemy that before watching this video, you didn't even know existed. The time to act is now, before all the bottles are gone. Make the decision that will change your life for the better. After clicking the button below, you will be redirected to my page, where you'll need to choose one of the options, 2, 3, or 6 bottles. Then you'll proceed to our payment system. It's a 100% secure and encrypted payment page. You will need to enter your full name, email, and correct address so we can ship your order as quickly quickly as possible. After that, just select your payment method, which can be by credit card or PayPal. And don't worry, your information will be safe, as our payment system uses the same security and certification as the World Bank. This is a race against time. If the button below is blue, there are still discounted bottles available. But if it turns red, it means the special discount has ended and Free Sugar Pro will return to its original price of $250 per bottle. The time is now. We are offering this discount of over $950, so you have the chance to completely change your life. Enjoy your favorite foods and family lunches again for just $49 per bottle. With any of the chosen packages, you are just a click away from transforming your life and regaining your health. I'm confident this is the decision that will bring pride and quality to your future. Choose the best treatment package now and start your transformation. The future of your health is in your hands. Don't let this chance slip away. Make the right choice for a longer, healthier life. With a click of the button below, start your journey towards health freedom now. The decision is entirely yours. The button below holds the power to change your destiny, to transform your life. Remember, the opportunity for change won't always be available. Right now, someone somewhere regrets not acting sooner. Don't let regret take over. Every year, 6 million lives are lost to diabetes. More than 13,700 people a day. This is not just a statistic. These are stories, dreams, and families interrupted. Symptoms like fatigue, hunger, frequent urination, and exhaustion are warnings that cannot be ignored. I want to say that I'm very happy you've made it this far, because somehow I managed to open your eyes and show you that today there is indeed a solution to your problem, and this solution now relies entirely on you. I want to see you at my next talk, sharing how this treatment has changed your life too. Well, the offer may expire at any moment. Become part of this family that has chosen to live a fuller, healthier life, free from this enemy. I wish you many years of life filled with health and joy. Don't miss this chance. This offer will end in just a few minutes. Thank you very much for staying until the end. Your presence means a lot to me, and I sincerely hope you make the right choice. See you soon.